All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Sorry it's been a little while.
A long time.
Yeah, it's been about a month?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've had obviously really cold weather here, and family sickness just keeps going and going. But we did get out of here a few weeks ago and attempt to do some more work on the Charger, and I think, well, we've come to the conclusion that the frame rails, the body may be a little bit twisted.
Yeah, she got some tweak in her.
So with that being said, Dave did recommend that we build a frame jig. Prior to doing this, I told him I didn't think that was necessary because it's a Southern car and there wasn't a whole lot we were doing to it. Not the case.
Mhm.
So
Not the case at all.
Nobody asked you, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think, what was it back here? When we put the trunk pan in,
the quarters
maybe was too high.
Quarters low. That's, yeah, it's just it didn't fit right down by the rocker. To make that fit right, put the quarter real low. So we just got to build a frame jig, get all the datum points, and set this on top of it and straighten it out.
And also, on that note, we are disagreeing on the size of the metal that I don't think we need to be or use like super big metal. Dave, on the other hand,
if you're going to build it,
is an overbuilder.
Overbuild it.
He's an overbuilder. He's an overthinker.
Yep.
I am the exact opposite. So we're going to go with Dave's expertise, not my guesswork. He decided that we were going to go with I-beams to build a frame jig.
Yep.
So
3/8 thick.
Yeah, we went to Fort Wayne last Saturday, picked these up, two, what was they, 20 footers, two 20 footers?
220s and
a 17 foot.
16 one, or 17 foot.
Then we printed off, well, Dave printed off. I bought a manual, actually. I thought that this would have it. And it's a good manual. It's got a lot of important stuff in it, but it doesn't quite have the measurements and everything that we need. Obviously, all that stuff is online, but they did print this off.
Yeah.
And I think the coronet and the Charger are going to be the same. I think the only difference was there was like an inch difference in the placement of the leaf springs or something.
Yeah, in the back. I think they're longer or shorter or something.
If I'm wrong on that,
but yeah, this is pretty much the same thing. Rust Bucket Resto's built. He built a 15 foot by 40 inches wide. I actually cut the beams at 15 foot and put the I-beams on the end, which will give us an extra 10 inches, but it is 40 inches wide. Most of the alignment pins and stuff should line up pretty good until you get to the spring hangers and something in the front. So we'll figure that out as we're building it.
And you're wanting to use what for the uprights?
Probably just some square tubing. I ain't gonna go any smaller than 2x3 or 2x4 or something like that, just for rigidity. Then ain't decided how I'm gonna do the legs yet. I like to actually make it to where it rolls just off the ground where it's at. Then you can actually put legs under it, but we're still in discussions about that one.
So this thing is going to be super freaking heavy, obviously, by itself. And I can't have it taking up space in my garage at all at any given point. So hopefully we can come up with something that will make it less of a...
Well, it'll be easy to move around once we finish it up.
Well, I know, but it's still going to take up that amount of space.
Well, that's, you're going to play the game, you know. Bring you a heavy bat.
I don't want to take up space in my garage. Just saying. Okay.
No, but it was actually built extra heavy because I know we're going to end up having to be pulling on stuff to put it back in place. So that's why I went with the I-beam and not just thin wall square tubing.
Like big eyelets bolt down in there, or are you going to weld anchors to it?
I'll let you know when we get to it.
Okay.
I don't know what we're doing. I'll wing it when I get there. You know me.
All right, well, we're going to get started on this. I'll probably go ahead and record it And
I'll probably record some be just silly, like start out with I'm just unbevel all the edges that's getting welded,
okay.
Stuff like that. So it's not really anything important or worthy to watch, I would say.
All right. What'd you do there?
I'll bevel that, and then I'll bevel this from the bottom. Plus these have a, sort of see the light where they cut them. It's got a little flange sticking up. Yeah, I'll bevel both of those. That way when I burn them in, I get better penetration.
What are you doing?
Pick that up and we'll slide this underneath. That way I can
Pick
weld
this
the
up?
bottom. Yeah.
All right. What do we do, Dave?
All right, got the first corner set up. This I-beam is a little, ain't quite as tall as this one. So we kind of raised it up and shimmed the other one to get it level, which we got it. I mean, that's pretty dang good. And the corner, I mean, besides where I put the weld in there, that's you can just barely even feel that thing move. So it's nice and it's true square level going across here. And that's what our baseline is going to be off of. Then we'll do the next one and get it exactly the same here on the corner. Ain't going to worry about the rest of it down there. If it's out a little bit, we'll pull in or push out what we need to do. We did weld. These are just going to be tack welds for now because we're running, all he's got is 26 wire. So we're just putting some heavy spots in it. Then I'll either grab my welder, bring it over, or buy a spool for his, and we'll go through and do like an inch weld here and just stagger, keep the heat out of one area. That way it don't start twisting on us. But so far it's turning out good.
We're going to spot everything together and then flip it over.
No. We'll spot all this together. Then I'll go through and put like a 1 inch weld. Probably put a 1 inch weld down there. Nothing heavy. We'll flip it over, start doing the bottom. Then we'll probably completely weld the bottom, flip it back. Well, I have to do it twice because we have to put the legs on it. But yeah, it'll probably get flipped over 1 or 2 times.
We could probably just stand it up, couldn't we?
Yeah. Once we get all the initial spot welds on it to where it's not going to move. So yeah, just you got to take your time and be as precise as you can get it. Because if you don't do it now, you're just wasting your time later on when you're doing your stands for pins.
Strap?
Oh, it was actually down like this, just a tad bit. I mean, you see a little bit of light there.
The top was square, the bottom was not.
No, it was square here,
flush across.
But they were just pointed down a little bit. So we just took a ratchet strap, went to the very center to pull the bottom in to get that nice and straight across. There's probably only a couple 3/1000s at the most gap right there. Plus, you got to remember we ground that down with to get the whatever you call this stuff from the foundry. I can't remember what you call it now. But just get it off. It's going to be nice though. You just got to take your time and do it right.
All right, moving on. step one, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll just make this a part one. We'll make this several videos probably, just to keep them shorter, and then hopefully at the end we can go through and give you all the dimensions. But we'll go ahead and start with what we got. So it's what, 40 inches wide?
Yeah, 4 inches outside to outside. And we're at 15 foot, 10 inches, because I welded these on the outside instead of the inside.
And those are 5 inch?
Yeah, 5, I think. Yep,
5 inch I-beams?
Yeah, one's 5 1/4.
All right, what'd you use here on the legs?
We just got
3 inch.
3 inch, 1/4 inch wall, cut them 8 inches tall. Bought some 1/4 inch plate, cut them, drilled and tapped. Bought 6 inch casters from Harbor Freight, which I am going to return 2 of them and get the 2 that's got the locks on. That way we can lock it down and not roll around or anything. Somebody bumps up to it. And just pretty much.
So how high is it sitting now?
It is 16 inches off the ground. Then you figure we're probably going to have the car from the rocker, I would say, probably 8 to 10 inches off this beam here.
Yeah.
So it should be high enough to work on it comfortably and still kind of get underneath of it if you need to.
Yeah.
I said everything on the top's pretty much welded in. We'll flip it over, weld the bottom of it up. It's as square as where you can possibly get it, which is pretty good, honestly. We'll flip it over, weld the bottom of it up, and flip it back over. I'll go ahead and make the jack screws for it. I'm probably gonna do one 6 inches in from each corner. Then I was gonna do just one in the middle, but I think I'll do actually 2 on each side. That way it's
now what were you talking about doing? You're talking about taking this 3 inch square tubing, cutting it at an angle.
Yeah, that's just what I'm thinking right now. I'll just,
And then weld that into.
yeah, it'll be a triangle right here. Then I'll have the jack shaft go on the inside of that. And I'll probably make some little feet and stuff for the bottom. That way it's not digging in the concrete. I've seen the guys do it with the nuts and all that, but I'd rather just have the threaded rod and hitting into a plate and spinning on that instead of twisting on concrete.
Yeah.
Then I said, well, I pretty much have an idea of where the beams are gonna go. I got some stuff marked out already, but I'm waiting on a buddy of mine to work his magic on his CAD program and get me some better dimensions. Then once we have all this done, we will post what every dimension is
Exact dimension.
from the side.
We also gotta weld.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we gotta put those cross beams
Yeah,
in.
we'll have one here, then one there.
Yeah.
But she's really square and she's
And it rolls all right once you get the wheels turned, but
Yeah.
getting them wheels turned around, it's kind of, yeah, it's sturdy.
It's
Yep.
we could have spent $300 on bigger casters, but I don't see the sense of it.
Okay.
Man,
Well, this will be, like I said, a part 1 video for the frame jig. The weather's starting to warm up finally. I think we're all pretty much over most of our sicknesses for now. Hopefully here in the next couple of weeks we can really start knocking this thing out and getting it done and getting the car on it.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for part 2.